Hello, I'm Prince Love live from Planet Earth. You're watching Chixxflix. We got some good news today, and we do have a lot to speak about. I mean, to talk about, honestly. We got some good news, though. It hasn't really been that much good news lately, really at all, other than, if you have some good news in your personal life. But I don't know if you guys remember Lily Gaddis, that girl that she went viral, white woman with blue eyes, went viral for saying the N word, and that was her claim to fame. She then had nothing else to give, so to distract from her being a single baby mama and somehow on the right, and she's somehow conserving, I guess, single motherhood. Anyway, also her kid is allegedly mixed, so she isn't even conserving what her claim is, which is whiteness. Um, and she also has nothing to give other than saying the N word on Twitter, which is all she does, and on YouTube. This girl has been getting paid to be racist on YouTube this whole time for at least these last 2 years. So now we finally find out that Lily Gaddis has been demonetized on YouTube. She just recently spoke out about this, and I thought it was hilarious. Like, finally, like you've been getting paid to be racist this whole time, and they finally said, you know what, we're gonna demonetize you. And it's funny because she talks all her shit about black people, and ain't black people demonetizing you. It's other white people. Ain't that something? Ain't that kind of funny? She talks all that shit about black people on Twitter, and it ain't even us demonetizing her. We don't own the company. We're not the CEOs. We're not in management positions, I'm sure, at YouTube or Google. And it's white people demonetizing your ass. Ain't that some shit? So I thought that was really funny. We'll get into that. We'll also get into Trump once again talking about remigration and deportations on Twitter recently and on Truth Social, and it's just like it's like once again he's just saying stuff. He's just saying what he thinks white people want to hear. He's calling journalists and stuff like that piggy. He's saying quiet piggy to them on Air Force One or whatever his plane, and it's just like they're just of course he's like he knows his base, so he knows MAGA, and they're gonna fall for it. Like you don't really have to give white people anything. You can piss white people if you're a Republican and you wanna and you know you're not gonna do nothing for white people. Yeah, if you're a Republican and you know you're not gonna do nothing for white people, and they're starting to catch on, all you gotta do is get on TV and do what Trump does: call journalists piggy, call them dumb, call them retarded, and then go on Twitter and talk about getting all the brown people out of America and remigration and blah blah blah. And white people will go, oh my God, we may be poor and in poverty, and we may not be able to go on vacation, and we may not be able to afford groceries, and we may not be able to get gas, but at least we got our president, our white president, saying quiet piggy to reporters and telling us how he's going to get all the brown people out of America, which he's not because mass um, deportations are not even happening. What you see on your screen is not mass deportations. We're not even going to get 500,000 illegals out before the year ends. So, anyway, when you do that, white people go, oh my God, get all the brown people out. And he's calling reporters piggy. Oh, he's being so like base. Like he's so cool. And once again, they just get fooled for like the 80th time. Because that's what Republicans do is just fool them. So we got that going on. What else? What else are we going to talk about? And we're definitely going to talk about. Uh, I saw Elon Musk on Twitter say something. Maybe we should hop into that first. I saw him say something like, he said Jews are white, and he said if they're not, he said, oh, not only are they white, but they're like peak white. And you had a bunch of people disagreeing with Elon saying that Jews aren't white and blah blah blah. I want everyone to know, and even the Jews like Ben Shapiro, the only people that think Jews aren't white is white supremacists. That's the only people. The people that look at Jews and go, they aren't white enough. That's the only people that think Jews aren't white. Everyone else thinks Jews are white. Who are regular? 90% of the world considers Jews white. 90%. Jews are literally people that come with a cultural and religious tag. That's it, right? And you can spot that tag when you see them wearing the thing on their head, right? So that's the only thing Jews are. They come with a religious and cultural tag, right? They take off, what is it called, a yarmulke? They take off the yarmulke and they're back to being white. So I saw Elon say that, and I'm just like, it's interesting. All the reposts and replies, mostly people wasn't saying, yeah, yeah. So the yarmulke. So I saw the replies and the reposts. I'm just like, all right, is everybody okay? And it wasn't mostly, well, it was the people you would consider white supremacists, like Nick Fuentes. It's those people. It's the Nick Fuenteses of the world, and anyone who considers themselves to identify with whiteness so heavily, it's those people that consider Jews to not be white. Jews are white people with a culture and religious tag. That's it. That's who you would group them with. You would group them with white people. The only reason you don't call them, well, a lot of people in public don't call them white, is because the white people who are outspoken about their whiteness is very outspoken, and the Jews are like, hey, you're calling us white, and these guys are trying to burn us. We want to separate ourselves from them. They're like, hey, they're putting us in ovens. We want to separate ourselves, which I can understand. If you got Europeans trying to stuff you in ovens, then yeah, as a Jew, you're going to be like, you know what? I'm not European. You're going to try to dissociate from being that. But at the end of the day, you are white still. You are a white person. That's why Elon Musk was saying that on Twitter today, because like it's like, yeah, Jews are white. The only people that think they aren't white is white supremacists and people that believe in purity and whiteness has to be 100% white and there can't be a mix. So that was like really interesting. Like I saw that. I actually have a clip for you of Ben Shapiro when he was like, say, like, aren't you a white man? And I have that clip. I'm gonna show it to you guys right now. Ben Shapiro was speaking on this, right? So we're gonna watch this clip, and she's a cool girl. Um, so we're gonna watch it right now. Give me a moment.
Well, I mean, whether Jews count as white or not has been sort of an object of debate for quite a while. We do. Okay.
You do.
So, I mean, it depends according to whom, and that's a pretty recent development. Okay, so
basically everyone. It's a religion.
Judaism.
He said it depends according to who. Ben, we all think you're white. If you took that yarmulke off your head, Ben, you are a white man. You are a white man. You may not like that, but you are. So that was like really interesting. Like, what? Ben, we all see you as white. You just have a yarmulke on your head. You have a religious and cultural tag. But you are a white man.
Do you not agree that you are a white man?
I mean, I think that it depends on the context in which you're discussing it.
So what are you, Ben? Are you not a white guy?
I mean, I'm a man of Jewish ethnicity, which is sometimes grouped with white and sometimes not. I mean, that's the more accurate way to put it. But when
what
we're
else
talking
would you
about
be grouped with?
With Jews, who are which is an ethnicity. I mean,
so you're not white at all.
I mean, again.
And he's stuttering because it sounds. And she's like, "You're not white at all," and he's stuttering because it's like the argument is so stupid. He's stuttering because it's like, dude, you are white, Ben. Ben, you are a white man. If you took the yarmulke off, you are a white man. This whole thing about Jews not being white is because it's infighting. It's the white supremacists going, they're not white enough, so we're not going to consider them white. And then it's the Jews going, these Europeans are trying to stuff us in ovens, and they have, so we're going to push away from them. We don't like them. We want to be away from that. And because most white people aren't, when it comes to religion, they're mostly Christian, not Jews, not Judaism, right? So it's just infighting. But the rest of the world sees two group of white people fighting each other. One has a yarmulke and the other doesn't. One has a yarmulke and the other has a Jesus piece on their neck. But you are white, Ben. So that's really interesting, like, to see that. Like, you're watching this and you're just like, bro, like, what is going on? Like, you are white. Like, I don't know. So I saw that and I was just like, I saw Elon post that tweet today. I'm just like, yeah, they are. That, like, they are that. You just don't like that they aren't white enough. That's it. But they are white people. Anyway, so that's all I have to say about that, and I won't say anything else about that. That's pretty much it for that. Yeah, so I just saw that, and I'm just like, you have your usual suspects, Nick Fuentes, posting about it, and it's just like, bro, whether you like them or not, they're white. Nick, you're a quarter Mexican. You're a quarter Mexican. How about we consider you not to be white? Like, you talk all this white nonsense. Nick, you're a quarter Mexican. So Ben Shapiro isn't white, but you are. You both look the same. If you put a yarmulke on your head, Nick Fuentes, you could call yourself a Jew, but we would still look at you as a white man. Like, are we going to play this game? Oh, well, they're not white enough. Okay, Nick Fuentes, you have a quarter Mexican in you. Are we going to consider you not white because you have that quarter in you? You look like a white man. Ben Shapiro looks like a white man. So we're going to call him white. Jews are people with religious and cultural tags. They're not a new group of people. They would be grouped with white people. It's like, bro, why like these like so white supremacists? And it's like these people don't get it. Like these people just don't get it, and it's just like, bro, they don't get it. I also saw, and speaking of Nick, like I also saw him and Tucker going at it again. They're throwing shots at each other. Tucker just posted a shirt he's selling that says, um, I thought you were a Fed," because Nick was calling him a Fed, and he made like a two-part series of that, which I do believe Tucker is a Fed. I mean, all evidence points to Tucker being a Fed. All evidence points to Tucker working for the CIA, from his dad being a huge part in the CIA to Tucker lying about his dad, about knowing his dad was in the CIA. There's video clips of Tucker years before telling us his dad is in the CIA, from Tucker saying he applied to the CIA and then, oh my, I applied but they didn't let me in. Okay, your dad handled the broadcasting era of the CIA, the propaganda, especially for the Iraq War. I'm pretty sure it was Iraq, not Iran. And you were there. I don't even want to get into the Tucker thing again because y'all already know how I feel about it. But all things point to Tucker being something. It all points to him being something. I don't believe the CIA didn't let him join. I don't believe. I also don't like that he lied about knowing his dad was in the CIA. It makes him look very suspicious. I also think he's here to control the conversation when it comes to Israel and other things. Because let's be honest, psyops are everywhere, and I also believe he's not this guy he presents. I think he's lying. Anyway, so him and Nick is still fighting, and you could see Nick Fuentes is getting mad. He's getting madder and madder because Tucker is going around saying that that Nick is an anti-Semite, but he's like, well, what, you had me on the show and it was nice and you didn't say none of this in person. I'm just like, Nick, he had you on the show to get the vibes and to do what he's telling everybody he was trying to do, which is to make you not an anti-Semite and to just control the conversation. He didn't have you on the show because he liked you. You were radioactive. I saw Nick say, "Oh, they treat me like I'm radioactive." You are radioactive. He was talking about, oh, how Megyn Kelly played that GTA clip of him when he was talking about Ben Shapiro, and he drove over a civilian in GTA Grand Theft Auto, and he was like, oh, it's Ben Shapiro, and Nick was talking about that. I'm like, dude, not even that, but like, dude, every show you might say something seriously just nasty. You are radioactive, Nick. You are radioactive. Like, what? You're not innocent. If you watch Nick Fuentes in these interviews, you would think he only talks about American sovereignty and having freedom. Like, no, you talk about every group in a nasty way. You have nothing that's nice to say about anybody, especially if they're not white. You use every slur imaginable. You have race Tourette's. You are radioactive. You are a radioactive guy. You're not innocent. If you watch Nick Fuentes in these interviews, because he's kind of lowered the way he's talked recently, if you watch him in these interviews, you would think he's this nice guy that doesn't tell black people to go back to Africa when he's mad at them. You would think like this is some nice guy that everybody's just attacking if you watch Nick Fuentes in these interviews, because he's filtering it out, that white supremacy talking points. He's filtering it out when he comes on those shows. But dude, you're not some victim. Like this whole thing of Nick is a victim. You're not a victim. Everything you got is what you deserve, sir. So yes, you are radioactive. Tucker Carlson did not have you on his show because he likes you or wants to be friends. None of these people are having you on their show because of that. I saw recently Steven Crowder is having him on Thursday. Bro, they're not having you on because they want to be friends. You are radioactive. You are a white supremacist. Even Steven Crowder, I don't like him either, and he sucks. But everyone can recognize a person that is just off the rails, as bipolar, race Tourette's, like. So I'm just looking. I'm just like, dude, you're not innocent. Like, and that honestly brings me to Lily Gaddis. She's not innocent either. If you go on her Twitter, her whole Twitter is just anti-black content because, as you know, she already went viral for saying the N-word because she knew what she was doing. I'm a blue-eyed white woman in America. I'm blonde. If I say the N-word, I'll get clout. Okay, cool. You got your clout. There you go. Now she's demonetized on YouTube finally because she was getting paid to be racist that whole time. Lily Gaddis was getting paid to be racist, and that whole time we had to pretend that that wasn't what it was. Also, she has to do all this, like, I don't know if like racist white women think we don't know what they're doing, but when you're on Twitter as a single mom and you're just talking that anti-black nonsense, we know what you're doing. What you're trying to do is distract from the fact that you're a single mom because white men don't like that. And number two, you're doing your hardest to pander to racist white people, racist white men specifically. So I don't know if they think we don't know what they're doing when they do that, but we know exactly what you're doing. By the way, she has me blocked. I'll show y'all something. She has me blocked, by the way. She has me blocked because I posted this. She was talking that white nonsense, that white supremacist nonsense, and I posted this. And all I said was, in the comments, all this to distract the racist white men that follow you from the fact that in real life you seem very happy around this, Miss Single Mom. This is her with her whole pussy on his back. Does he look like a white man to you? Her whole pussy is on his back and her legs are open. Her arm is on this black guy on the left, on the right. To my right and your left. She's showing every tooth in her mouth. But on her Twitter, she's on there talking this anti-black nonsense to distract the racist white men that follow her that, hey, I'm a single mom and her kid is potentially mixed. That's what people tell me. I don't know if it's true. But let's say it's not true. Let's say her kid isn't mixed. Okay, well, that just means even white men don't want you and you're a single mom. So do you see like the stupidity in this? But let's look at what she said about being demonetized. Let's look at that. Because she made a whole YouTube video about it. Her YouTube channel is really demonetized. Finally. Anyway, let's watch.
I have officially been demonetized on YouTube, which was my sole form of income. Aside from a few tiny little outlets here and there, YouTube was my
sole form of income. So that means she had no other source of income. That is hilarious. That is literally hilarious and pretty much deserved. I mean, you can be as racist as you want to distract everybody from you being a single mom. You're finally getting what you deserve. Anyway,
my main money maker, and I'm kind of stupid. I don't have a 5-year plan. I don't plan ahead. I live in the moment. I put it all out there. I'm an open.
Yeah, we know you're stupid, and because you have since you've gone viral, you've had nothing extraordinary to say. We know you're stupid. Yeah, we know that. We know you don't think down the line. I don't think 5 years into the future. Yeah, we assumed you don't. Lily, you're a single mom. Yeah, we assumed that. So
open book. I live with my heart on my sleeve. You know, if I say something, I mean it. I couldn't censor myself. I refused to censor myself. It's just impossible. I really tried. My best. Believe it or not, what you saw on YouTube was the vanilla me. It was like the vanilla of the vanilla.
Damn, what we saw on YouTube was vanilla you? Well, shit, I guess we won't be seeing it anymore. You're demonetized. Now, she could still post even though she's demonetized, but will she? Yeah, she made a second channel. I'm going to post about, European culture. Yeah. Being racist isn't paying you. Oh, okay. The well is drying up. Being racist isn't paying her. She's trying to do her Nick Fuentes, and she's barely built a following. Yeah, okay. Being racist isn't paying you. Okay, sorry, single mom. Sorry, ma'am. Sorry.
And I tried my best, but they want to keep a real down, okay? And that's what they're doing. I have officially been demonetized on YouTube, which was
my real one. Anyway, she's demonetized. Finally, she did deserve that, and it is what it is. She deserves it. That's the good news I had for y'all. That's the good news. Hold on, guys. Give me one moment. Anyway, so that's the good news I had. That's the good news I had for y'all. Hold on, give me one moment. I'm trying to see if I had one more thing to go off on. I'm checking my phone for notes. Anyway. So that's the good news I had. I don't have any more good news, honestly. That was all the good news I had. Hey, it's not paying like it used to. I mean, you could do all that racist mumbo jumbo, but it's not paying like she's demonetized. That's what you get. It is what it is. Like, it is what it is. I'll say this one thing though about Candace, because I saw her say, "Yo, she's just like going off the rails," and I mean, like, she's just making things up. Like, we find out that the FBI, she hasn't even gone through official means of the FBI. Like, Candace hasn't. She texted a couple. It's so confusing. She's saying she texted someone at the FBI, and like, there's a hit on her, and apparently the French, Majid Macron, apparently they're trying to get her out of here. So that's what she's saying. I don't believe that anybody in the French government is trying to get Candace out of here. I also don't believe that when she's done with this Charlie Kirk thing that she's doing, exploiting his death for views, and I mean, she's doing 200K live. So in some ways, you can't even blame her because hey, it is what it is. But I don't believe that the French government is out to get Candace. I don't believe there's a hit on her. And if you pay attention, there's an Egyptian plane that was flying the day Charlie Kirk got murked. Blah, blah, blah. And she's saying all these other different things except for what's important. Like, we don't have an autopsy for Charlie Kirk. If you even care about Charlie Kirk, we don't have an autopsy. The person that came out to talk about, the person that represents Charlie Kirk came out and said, he has a body of steel. He's a man of steel. So the bullet didn't go through. I don't believe that. And even if it did, take the bullet out. All that matters. That's what's really important. So we can match it to the gun that's apparently Tyler Robinson used on Charlie Kirk. That's important. We don't even have that, but Candace is talking about Egyptian planes. Candace is saying that the French government is out to get her because she's saying that the prime minister or president or whatever the fuck over there, his wife is a man and not a woman. What? Like, is she okay? Is she okay? Like, I don't believe any of this. I don't believe the French government is out to get Candace. I also don't believe at the end of the Charlie Kirk series that she has going on that we're going to know who murked Charlie or have any. She's now saying that Turning Point is a lying organization and everybody should get their refunds. She's now telling people that have donated to Turning Point, do you know the company that Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk's wife, is now CEO of? She's telling everybody, hey, get a refund because it's a lying organization and they betray Charlie Kirk. So all these theories and accusations, that's all she's been throwing out. We have nothing out of this whole series that she's been doing on Charlie Kirk. Nothing. I don't know what's going on with Candace, but I think she's lying about the French government trying to assassinate her. I think she's lying about really knowing anything about the Charlie Kirk assassination. I think she's using his death for views and she wants his audience, like every other conservative wants. The Ben Shapiro's, the Nick Fuenteses, the Matt Walsh's, maybe. Everybody wants his audience because he's gone now, so they're going to do their best. And you see his death just being exploited, for views and likes and policy, right? You had Pam Bondi, Attorney General Pam Bondi, talking about we're going to crack down on hate speech because of the Charlie Kirk situation. What, you're going to take our freedom away? You're going to take our freedom away to say certain things? What are we going to be, like the UK or Canada? So you see everyone using Charlie Kirk's death for exploitation and for views. Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, Ben Shapiro. I'm going to pick up the bloody stained mic. Pam Bondi. We're going to crack down on hate speech. You're going to take our speech away because people are saying mean things about Charlie Kirk? He was a podcaster. Who cares about Charlie Kirk? So you see all that and you're just like, you're not following, or you're just like, please just go away. Stop giving us slop. So that's all I wanted to say about that. Candace, I know you're going to keep milking him for views, but my God, get some help. Anyway, so yeah, that'll be the end of the show. I want to remind you to like, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, X, of course, Facebook. That's the name for all my socials. Subscribe so you can see when I go live, man, on YouTube. You can see when I go live. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. I'm Prince Zero, live from planet Earth. You are watching Chixxflix. I can't wait to see you again.